All right, guys, welcome back. Make your way to your seats. Put down your tray of pizza rolls. It's time to get this game going once more. It seems that the soundproofing issue has been rectified.
Yep, everything seems to be good to go. Polt versus Jaedong will continue. It could be our final game of the day. Could also be our second last game of the day. It seems like a lot of you guys did enjoy our little downtime before this. So thanks for all the responses that we had. It was funny. We had a good laugh off the screen.
It's just a good feeling when everyone's having fun and enjoying themselves. And I feel like, not to get too far ahead of myself, but that's been this weekend. We've had a great time. Axitos dusting off the dust of, not even a retirement, just his inactivity. He's been busy being a college student, coming out and casting his heart out. Great games right and left. I know that Destiny and Sheth had fun on the B stream. And we also actually, speaking of the B stream, we have an update.
Yep.
Bomber did actually end up taking that 3-1 as we get into this. So Bomber takes 3rd place. Violet takes 4th place, which he can be proud of. And I know that you were just looking at the prize money. I know 2nd place is 3,500. Do you know what 3rd and 4th was?
1,500. Or maybe like 1,800 and 1,200 then.
Something like that.
It's exactly 150 WCS points. This is really important.
Yeah.
We've mentioned pretty much everything that we have to mention to you guys, but above all, there are also WCS points on the line for all 4 of these players. Both Violet and Bomber, despite finishing 3rd and 4th, will get the same amount of points, 150, but the loser of the final gets 200 points, I believe, and the winner of this tournament walks away with 300 WCS points. And as we've seen last year, 300 WCS points can easily make the difference between going to BlizzCon or not going to BlizzCon, and going to BlizzCon alone already represents a lot of money. So with that out of the way, I guess we can truly focus on this TVZ right now.
Yeah, one certainly does die, but we've seen this dance before. Before we break away entirely, I want to say, I think it was Nanywa and Revival that were tied at the end of that, but it was like them and then 50 points that separated them or whatever, some small margin from the other spots as well.
Oh, wow. Ooh. That is not something that we have seen in this day already. That's not something that's supposed to happen either. What?
It's just funny, yeah. I mean, we haven't seen that, so the crowd kind of blew up about it.
No, but the crowd is right. The crowd is picking up on the important things.
Kevin. 2nd Reaper shows up, so it's going to still be the 3 Reaper opening, but it's just trimmed down to 2 right now. Almost getting a drone there, but they'll be chased back as well. They need to be careful. Can't lose a 2nd Reaper. That would be catastrophic. Speed is coming up on fishing. Yeah, I always get weirded out, but he knows it to the second. Do you see how weird that is? Like 2 seconds later, he's gone. He knows.
I mean, but like if you play Protoss, don't you scout the gas and then count out when it takes
I don't use numbers as a Protoss player. I try to aim for more laser beams than my opponent. If I can, I just have more laser beams.
Okay. All right.
Starport, 2nd barracks up there. He always likes to tuck it in towards the top. Polt, habitual man, if you will. It's interesting. Actually, in retrospect, what did cutting out that 2nd barracks do for him? It wasn't the faster 3rd CC like I was, again, kind of arrogantly assuming. What was it? What was the difference?
In the last game?
Yeah.
It was that he had way more Hellions, though.
Okay, you're right. He went up to like 10,
yeah,
I guess.
He had way more Hellions than in the previous games. There's going to be a much quicker roach farm for Jaedong this game as well. This is actually one of the more popular maps where we often see that 1-1 roach timing. I'm not going to say that we will see it, but if Jaedong is going to do it once in this series, there's a very realistic possibility that it's going to be on this map.
And this 3rd base will be scouted out, but again, because of that 2nd barracks, it seems, he's not really emphasizing on the number of Hellions that it would take to challenge that. We have a Marauder coming out, Viking, and we can presume that Medevac should be coming out after that. An additional barracks being added here, by the way, and still no engineering base. Now, that's something to keep your eye on, because he has added them late, but I don't know. Maybe it is this late.
This is a little more similar to the merry-go-round build.
Okay.
Very similar, actually, I guess.
Roaches have been shown, and now we can see that these are defensive roaches. It's drones behind this. It's a lair. Evolution chambers just finished up, I believe. I love this scan from Polt. And with that scan, he does not see additional roaches. He does not see a quivering roach warren. So he probably has the intel to say, nope, this is not a really fast push. It's one that may develop as time goes on, but for right now, I'm okay.
Interesting, though. This time we see +1 missile attacks being researched by Jaedong, while on all the other maps, it were always the melee upgrades. So this drop by Polt, once again, is going to be 2 medevacs produced of a starport without an add-on, a few Marauders and a few Marines. This can actually really slow whatever Jaedong wants to do down very bad. Jaedong wants to produce a ridiculous amount of roaches from this point on and just hammer down this build, or hammer down this wall. But if he's never able to leave his base because Polt starts dropping him, that can really slow down / completely neglect
that
this
effect,
push.
Kevin, I really like this very subtle thing that we're looking at Jaedong's natural. It's just one Spore Crawler right now, but I like that he's immediately recognizing A, a weakness in his build, but B, map positioning. I mean, look, he has the back of his natural exposed to the Terran player. That's exactly where the medevacs are coming. That Spore Crawler is going to be enough to chop down one of those medevacs if it hangs around too long. It's a really nice move.
But I think that as soon as Polt realizing what he's playing against, he's not even going to try to drop like here. He might fly to the main, but above all, he wants to keep these roaches at bay. The roach count is climbing. We have 9 roaches, 9 more on the way, so 18 roaches are out on the map. Polt actually is going to stim in, but he also still has these Hellions over here.
Hellions
from the high ground.
They're going to hit from the high ground. The drop at the natural is unfortunately not doing as much damage. He's fighting against Zerglings. But the Hellions getting some pretty good work done there. To be honest though, Kevin, it's kind of interesting. If they would have gone to the low ground, these might all be dead, these drones. From the high ground, actually, I feel like Jaedong, it could have been worse, is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, Jaedong didn't really have anything there. Like, if he leaves a couple of roaches behind, then like doing it from the high ground is better to just swing around, but it's something that Polt couldn't have possibly known. That roach count is still going up. Jaedong on 65 drones right now, but he's also producing crazy amount of roaches. And Polt is going to have to babysit these units, Jeff, because he doesn't really have a whole lot of units. I still think Polt is doing good though, because I feel that he knows what is going on. How many bunkers do we have? Just one. He needs to put these Marauders in. He needs to pull SCVs.
It's interesting. He's not building bunkers. He's only building Marauders off of one barracks. He's actually adding another reactor. Oh, yeah. I don't know if he identified this somehow. It's really weird, but if he did, then his response is super strange.
It should be fine now with these two. One Widowmine actually gets picked off, but still there are quite a few Marauders.
This is not fine, Kevin.
Wow.
Why is not fine at all? That's a lot of 1-1 roaches just pouring in right there. The Bioforce of Polt is dwindling. SCV's being pulled. Damage is guaranteed right now. Medevac's coming over, but here comes more Jaedong. Jaedong wants to be your Texas champion at Lone Star Clash 3. He's fighting tooth and nail for it right now. Polt trying to hold on. Supplies showing an 80 supply advance for the Zerg player. 20 roaches in production behind this. Polt seems to be dislodged for now. The Widowmine on its cooldown, but it's about ready to fire another volley. But I think the amount of SCVs that have died is just critical.
Yeah, so many SCVs going down, and still so many roaches are in the natural as well. I'm so surprised that he didn't even try to repair that bunker. He saw all these roaches and he just let the bunker die.
And the big story here is that, yes, the Bioforce at the top of the ramp seems to be enough. Well, enough with an asterisk. Enough to maybe survive right now. But behind that, all the SCVs are dying. He did not evacuate any. He comes down the ramp. There's more Zerg here. Jaedong is pushing to the top here. Widowmine's not enough. He's knocking on the door. The depot gets knocked down as well. Just one Marauder. Jaedong pushes into the production line. Polt is on his last legs. Jaedong might have just done it.
It seems like Jaedong just has a few too many roaches. He has been phenomenal throughout the entire weekend. Polt throws down an armory. Now that's like the last thing that someone would ever throw down.
What is he doing?
There are like 10 roaches in your base. It seems like Polt will clean this up. Yeah, that's remarkable. That's really impressive, but you know, I hate to say it, but at what cost?
At what cost? The master question for the century. The natural's getting picked up. It's set to flame. Polt, as you said, does clean up inside the main. There's a couple of Widowmines coming back down on the cooldown. Jaedong has a really robust economy behind this, but he is planning for plan B. His Spire is put down as well as the Bailey Nets. Widowmine hits a nice shot there, gets some of the medevacs. I got to be honest, though, this is one of those things where, like, there's nowhere else to go. Polt doesn't want to just GG, but he's super dead. He's very dead.
He's still losing SCVs, only 11 SCVs remaining, but he will stabilize.
The armory did complete, though, which now gives him access
to 2-2.
To 2-2.
All right, there goes the Musan. All right, so we have 67 drones against 6 SCVs.
Oh, jeez.
But we do have triple orbital, so that means the Terran is basically ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding. Orbitals are good, but not that good.
I hate Rotterdam. A lot of Zerglings kind of pooling up outside. The upgrades have shifted to melee. You'll see that it's 2 carapace, but just 1 melee. 9 Mutas coming out. Now, usually, Mutila switches from here are actually quite weak. They're behind in upgrades. Their number's not super high. But where I don't know that matters is that Polt's super weak across the board. I mean, I know he finished an armory, but outside of that, like, he doesn't have much else.
You really like this armory.
I love it. It was a brilliant choice.
Yeah, these units will get surrounded. Can Polt even pick them up? Medevac being sniped as well. Widowmine's not getting the shots off. Polt is looking for either, and down 100 supply.
Jaedong is coming close to the inevitable GG. Picks off the natural. Polt is coming to terms with the eventuality. GG is called, and Jaedong is your Lone Star Class 3 champion.
Absolutely fantastic performance by Jaedong throughout these entire 2 days. And there we do have it, a very charismatic smile by Jaedong. He's pleased with that performance, and he should be. That was a really cool finals.
And that is, you know, this is a big deal. These are really great opponents, and that's one more monkey off his back. I mean, you know, people will be very quick to be like, well, that's not a Super Premier tournament. That was not a WCS Grand Final. That was not a DreamHack or an ESL event. But at Lone Star, we had 16 phenomenal players. Not a weak link in that chain. Chain. And he overcame the odds, and he wins in the finals. Something that he's faltered on in the past. He's gotten to these finals, but he's hit that brick wall. This guy, Polt, 4-0'd him a year ago in quick fashion. And here we are, Jaedong almost 4-0'd him. Polt makes a battle of it, but in the end, Jaedong does get that big victory for himself. Yeah,
Jaedong had to wait quite a while for, or to be able to get his revenge on Polt, but eventually he did do it, and he is going to walk away with $7,500. So that's actually a really good prize pool as well. Yeah. It's not like, you know, he attended this local tournament in the US and he won it. $7,500, then you know that people gave it all they got. And we had some of the, you know, the most accomplished Starcraft 2 players here. We had Polt, we had Bomber, but of course, we had Jaedong as well. So Anna, take it away.
Here's your winner. People are screaming really loud. They seem to really like you. I know they're all gonna want your attention, so I just happened to have my Blizzard Jaedong lucky trading card. So before they all get to you, can I have your autograph? Sorry, suckers, I cut you in line. Awesome, so Jaedong, you are first place. You are first place at Lone Star Clash 3. How do you feel?
Very happy, and before WCS, I lost Polt 0-4. So today, finally I beat him. So I'm very happy.
They are very happy too. Do you want to say anything to them?
Thank you for here, cheer for me, and yes, beautiful life.
Well, it is my pleasure to present to you the Lone Star Clash trophy. The Lone Ranger of Lone Star Clash 3, E.G. Jaedong. Thank you, Jaedong. And thank you so much to everyone who made this event possible. He can bring it back with him later. Thank you so much to everyone at UT and everyone at Well Played. If you see anyone in those red shirts or those black shirts, please tell them thank you. There are a lot of volunteers that donated their time to make this possible, and they've done a great job. Also, of course, thank you to all of our sponsors. You saw them up there: Blizzard, Twitch, Alienware, AverMedia, Gamer University, Gaming Academy, and BenQ. Please tweet them, show them some love, let them know you appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it as well. I'm Anna Prosser-Robinson. I hope I get to see you again soon. And I believe we have another word from our dashing, handsome, and wonderful husbandy casters.
Well, I would feel remiss if we didn't have the opportunity to also thank everybody. This has been an absolutely amazing tournament. Same sentiments. It's just so cool what a bunch of passionate, intelligent college students can come together and do. I think this branch of TESPA, the University of Texas group, they have something to be really proud of, and thank you so much for including us. Thank you to the donors, the sponsors, and thank you to all of you guys for filling up those seats and for watching from home as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. Guys, go home, be safe, study, drink milk, and get lots of exercise. Also, get outside. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.